Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters. Today we have a very special episode for you all. We have some amazing guests, and I have my amazing co-host with me. How's it going, Hotshot?
It's going fine. It's just a little crowded in this chat room that we have here. I'm not used to this many people at once.
It's all good. Yeah, definitely. So today we have Jacob and Juan, two of my very good friends, and we're going to be discussing Attack on Titan. Let's start with you, Jacob. Introduce yourself a little bit. What's anime to you, bro? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Why Attack on Titan, bro?
Well, I'm definitely a weeb, and I've been weebing out probably for the last year and a half. My OG anime was always Naruto, but since then I've picked up like Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul, Demon Slayer, a bunch of them, and Attack on Titan was probably the most crazy one.
Okay, cool. And what about yourself, Juan?
I'm definitely not as much of a weeb as Jacob is. I like Naruto. I've been a fan of Naruto since I was a little kid, kind of the same. And I've rewatched it I don't know how many times. Like, I've always been a fan of Naruto, but I never really got into other anime until you and Jacob really convinced me to check out Attack on Titan.
Yeah, we did.
So I guess, like, if we don't count Naruto, because I watched it for like 15 years without getting into any other anime, Attack on Titan's probably the anime that really got me into wanting to watch more. And now I've been I started watching Demon Slayer last week. I haven't really gotten into many others. I'm not much of a like sit down and watch a show type of guy. So it's hard for me to get into a show and just like watch it a long time. But yeah, Attack on Titan's probably my favorite anime so far, mostly because it's the anime that got me into watching more.
Awesome. So let's get into Attack on Titan. Let's get into this fantastic anime that we all love dearly. I want to start with basically your introduction. How did you find out about Attack on Titan, and what are your general thoughts on it? Just open conversation on the introduction of this anime to you. Season 1, episode 1, moment 1.
I mean, I found out about the show just from the promotional screen, just the silhouette guy with two swords overlooking a massive monster climbing over a wall. And immediately my thought was, I need to know what this is. I need everything about this. Then when I finally did watch it, I didn't watch it until like a year or two after I first saw that promo. Me and Kyo went over to a friend's birthday party, and they were watching it, and we just kind of sat down and watched it with them for a while. And it was brutal, and I was loving it. And then I put it down for like 5 years until the games came out.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And here I am now. I'm more of a gamer than a watcher. Our audience knows that. Juan, Jacob, I'm mainly telling you guys that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of how it is. I'd rather play stuff as opposed to watch stuff. And yet
More
here I
interactive,
am on
I
an
guess.
anime podcast.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, me, the first time I found out about it was actually, I guess, around the time season 2 must have come out. My brother was watching it. He had started watching season 1, and he told me all about it. He was so hyped. He spoiled everything for me, but lucky for me, he was probably like 12 or 13 back then, so I was only half listening. So I didn't remember all the spoilers when he told me all about it. But yeah, he told me about it years ago. He told me the whole story, maybe even up to season 3 or something like that. And he'd started reading the manga as well, and I was like, oh, it seems really cool. And I'd seen like the promo pictures like on Facebook and stuff like that. Like, I'd seen a bunch of stuff, so I was like, oh, it actually seems pretty cool. I kind of want to watch it. But then, like I said, I don't really watch shows that much, so I was just like, I never got around to starting it until you guys really hyped me up for it.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Dude, I think I started watching it after the second season was on Netflix already. Because I remember they had the English dub on Netflix for a while. I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. Only the first 3 seasons, though, I think.
Okay, I started watching it when there was the 2 seasons on there. Because I watched the first 2 seasons on Netflix, I think. And that's when I carried over to Crunchyroll to finish the rest.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that got me into Attack on Titan was, I think, watching a trailer straight up. Like, I was, after finishing Naruto, I think I watched a few animes after my rewatch of that, and then I think I was just curious about new ones, and I kind of scrolled over Attack on Titan and saw the trailer, and I was like, oh damn, this looks dark and twisted, so I needed to get in on that. So that's kind of how I started it, I guess.
No, I see. Like, that first season for me was such a great introduction to the main character, Eren. Like, just seeing, like, you know, when a family member dies in the first 10 minutes, that this is not going to be a puppies and roses. And for sure.
Oh no.
Well, dude,
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Juan, please.
Well, no, I was gonna say not only that, like what really caught me on Attack on Titan and even carried me through a bit through the later seasons, even though they weren't as action packed as the first one. But the fact that in the first season, not only does the main character's mom die within like the first 2 minutes to 10 minutes, but like in episode 2 or 3, he himself gets eaten by a Titan, which is just nuts.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember I was watching it and I texted Jacob. I'm like, "What the fuck? We're on episode 3." Oh, sorry. Am I allowed to swear on?
You can swear. Yeah, you can
Oh
swear.
yeah, I do it
Okay,
all the
cool.
fucking time. Yeah, swear all
Nice.
the
Okay,
fuck
great.
you want, my dude.
I was so scared, dude, starting this podcast. I was like, I know I'm gonna drop some F-bombs.
No.
And Giant's gonna be mad having to bleep me
Dude,
out
if
all the
you've
time.
heard one or two, no, just one. If you've heard like 5 minutes of one podcast, you know, like most of it is me swearing.
General
Perfect.
Yeah, general rule on
Excellent.
swearing is I personally don't do it because I don't want to. But if you guys express yourself that way and it feels more natural for you, I mean,
Oh,
you
dude,
do
yeah.
as you do.
I'll try not to do it too much because I have a bad habit of swearing every 3 words, but
Oh yeah, same.
No
Yeah,
stress.
Ditto.
but it might come out. But as I was saying, I texted Jacob. I was like, "What? Like the third episode and the main character dies? Like I was sure he was dead because like then we got into the whole reveal that he was a Titan and all that as well. But at first I was like, no, there's no way this guy's surviving. Like he got swallowed by a Titan. How is he gonna get out of this?
No, for sure.
And
But I think there was a kind of a giveaway too, that the fact that the Warrior Titan was like fighting alongside the scouts against the other Titans throughout that whole kind of arc. And it was like, dude, it was like 4 or 5 episodes where you had your kind of your doubts that like, oh shit, maybe that is Eren. And then
no, but that was
finally at the end, he resurfaces from the Titan
Mhm.
at the end.
yeah, but that was after he got swallowed though. No.
Yeah, he gets swallowed and you're like, oh no, here we go. This
Uh-huh.
I'm done. I can't watch this anymore. And then you see the Titan fighting the other Titans, and you're like, oh, this guy kind of looks like Eren. And then you kind of piece one and one together, and at the end you're like, ah, okay.
I wasn't really piecing it together, to be honest. I was more so just going, yeah, clobber him. I was just cheering about
Yeah,
the-
you're just cheering
about a
on-
big Titan on our side.
Yes, action.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
yeah, I am very easily entertained and I am very easily enthralled, all right?
Yeah,
if
I
I'm
know.
seeing something I like, I'm sticking to it.
Mhm. Same here, man. Same for me.
I'm not hard to please.
I mean, in general, this anime is just very enjoyable for me. I just love how dark and all the corners and the twist. Like, I think Jacob off podcast brought up this point. And I kind of want to get into it. It does get pretty convoluted when we get into the second or third season and there's politics involved. That definitely like made me lose track of the main storyline. I was confused, and then when you get into season 4, you get like the groups like the Jaegerists and this and that, and this guy betrayed this guy, and there's spinal fluid.
Oh, dude.
It gets so convoluted. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on how more complicated it gets from season to season?
Well, for me, bro, as soon as they started introducing, like, okay, yeah, royal blood family for the founding Titan, blah, 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 you have to have the royal blood to be a royal blooded Titan to get the founding something. Like, dude, that's when it started to lose me. I was like, oh, okay, well, this is getting a little too complicated. And then they went into
Right.
politics with the Jaegerists and all that stuff. I was like,
Sounds
oh,
like it's
my
very
God.
clear in your head.
Not clear, bro, at all.
Look, I am a very soft-brained boy, so if you dive too hard into not harsh topics, but big brain topics, my brain's just gonna melt out of my ears, and I'm not gonna pay attention to you anymore. I came here for mindless entertainment.
Well,
Yeah.
I love this because I
Okay, cool.
am a sucker for convoluted storylines. Like whether it's movies, TV shows, anime, books. Like I'm a heavy reader too, and especially video games. Like most popular gaming, I guess, is mainly multiplayer. Competitive gaming, stuff like that. And even though I do enjoy myself some Rocket League, I love video games with just like amazing single player campaigns with like
Mhm.
convoluted stories that just go really in depth. Jacob knows how much I love The Witcher now.
Oh, yeah, bro.
But so the fact that Attack on Titan started, and I also do love like senseless violence. So that's kind of what caught me into Attack on Titan. The first season is just so like brutal and so balls to the wall, like we mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that they managed to grab that, and then 2 or 3 seasons later, there's all this behind the scenes, like weird stuff happening. Like if someone had told me by episode 4 or 5 or whenever the battle for Trost was in season 1, if anyone had told me there that season 4 was going to be this whole like political Aaron becomes kind of weird, like gloomy, and then there's the Marley and all that. Like if anyone had told me that in season
Right.
1, I would have been like, no, there's no way they're gonna grab this story and turn it into that. Like there's no way. But the fact that they managed to grab this like crazy wild story with these weird things, Titans, that we don't really know what they are at first, and then we find out later.
We
And
find
they
out
create
pretty
all this-
quick too.
Well, we find out pretty quick, but like we don't know all of the backstory
Yeah.
like early on. It's really just like first season we're like, oh, these Titans just kind of appeared 100 years ago, and eventually we're gonna find out maybe it was some weird mutation, something happened, and they're trying to attack all of humanity. But dude, first season we think that all of humanity is inside of the walls, like everything outside of the walls died.
Mm-hmm.
Is what they make us believe. And then by season 4 we're like, oh wait, no, there's actually a lot more going on behind the scenes. And the fact that they managed to seamlessly kind of transition from one thing to the other and it all works, like I guess near the end, like near season 4, it's the story's kind of lost me a little bit too because it got too political for my liking. But the fact that they managed to like transition from that just completely nuts story where it doesn't seem like they're going to get out of there to something completely different is just nuts. Because by season 4, we don't even think about the mindless Titans. We're like,
Yeah, well, dude, even in season 4, like the whole first part, anyways, like I think we go 2 or 3 episodes without even a fight. It's just
Yeah.
talking the whole time, and I mean, come on.
mhm.
Oh my god, yeah, that was kind of boring to be honest.
Yeah.
Though I understand it was like building up suspense, but
Yeah.
when it was on a week by week basis, I remember I was literally still at the studio. I was like, ah, bro, this week is what's going on here. The one thing I want to say about that though is I did not realize Aaron was Aaron. You know what I mean? We had this guy with super long hair. I'm like, hey, he kind of looks like Aaron. And then
Oh yeah.
when it's revealed that he was, I was like, okay, that made up for the last 3 weeks. That moment right there made up for the last 3 weeks. But for some parts of it, yeah, it did get pretty.
What
long.
wasn't clear actually in the beginning of that season when Aaron is in Marley, like disguised as whatever you with the eye patch and stuff. Like
Yeah.
what wasn't clear is I didn't know it was current times. Like he aged a lot, so I was like, maybe that's his dad, like a flashback of his dad, and we're going through a backstory of some sort. But then things started to
The
get
first
more clear.
6 episodes is just a flashback.
I was just like, man, what's going on? But yeah, it
No,
made
I
sense.
totally understand that.
As soon as he blasted into the Titan, like in the middle of that huge speech from the royal whatever that royal
Yeah.
family there.
Oh man,
That as
That's
soon as
when,
he
that's
yeah,
when the season got good, man.
yeah, that's when shit went down.
what was like your favorite season? And season 3, part 1 and 2, like you guys can put those together if you want to. But what was like your favorite season out of all 4/5 of them?
Good question, man. I didn't really think about that. I think it was probably season 3, like both part 1 and 2
Yeah.
together, all of that. Just because we still had that crazy aspect of like you had the mindless Titans and you had this and you had that, and then especially the end battle, to retake Shiganshina against the Beast Titan with Levi just being a complete.
Oh, and I
total
love
fucking
that fight
badass and, like,
so much.
destroying. Yeah, so I feel like just that one fight kind of
Made it worth it.
made
Yeah.
the whole season worth it, but still the whole season was really good because you still had all of the mindless like you still had the action from seasons 1 and 2, but we're starting to get a bit more of the backstory. And I think that was the season that I watched the fastest, because I didn't watch it weekly. I binge watched everything on
Yeah.
Funimation basically, and I think that must have been the season that I watched like the fastest, just because every time there was a cliffhanger, there was something I needed to watch next episode, so I kept wanting to watch
You couldn't
it.
put it down. Yeah, you couldn't put it
Yeah,
down.
I couldn't put it down.
I think the thing that got me the most was like this happened in like every season. There was always another reveal.
Yeah.
But the thing that got me was like who was what Titan. So like the female Titan being Annie, Aaron being revealed as his Titan, who the Colossal and who the armor Titan were, and who the Beast Titan was, and everything. Just seeing like people like I don't think we knew Zeke all that much until Beast Titan came up. But like we knew everyone else. We knew the Scout Regiment. We knew the characters. So to see them as the ones who were causing the destruction to the walls and everything just kind of blew my mind a little bit. Plus, I love seeing Annie fight in her Titan form because she was still using the martial arts that she learned. So that's kind of what stuck with me the most, is just seeing like the people that we've known as this team to fight Titans and everything else, but really they're the ones who are doing everything.
I just wanted to touch on that moment Juan described, Levi versus the Beast Titan in that third season.
Dude.
Like what I really want to highlight is like you guys really understand the plan. Like they're charged, like they're doing a suicide attack. They're going towards this thing. This guy's just like a professional baseball player with rocks.
Yeah.
You know, he's just killing them one at a time. Ridiculous. Like biggest skill. Like this is we're on some Frieza level stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
You need to watch out for this guy. Don't let this guy get close to you. And then we just cut to Levi anchoring into the Beast Titan, and just in like 30 seconds the guy's wiped out. The big bad guy that like everyone's scared of. No, dude, he just got Levi'd. I love that moment. I really want to say that.
Yeah, but that plan was just absolutely sick though. For
I know.
What's his name?
Erwin.
Erwin, yeah. For Erwin to plan that, just be like, guys, let's just all go run at this thing and just die. But we'll let Levi just like do the thing that he does best, you know? It was pretty heavy with the flares like covering the side so he couldn't see that all the other Titans were getting killed and shit. Oh.
Yeah, I like to call that plan save the favorite character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, dude, I think the only bad thing about that whole battle is that Flock survives. You know, the guy
The
with
cart
the red
Titan?
hair.
no, the cart Titan.
Oh,
No.
that dude, yeah.
Flock is the guy with the red hair who ends up being one of the Jaegers.
Oh yeah. He was in the charge. Yeah. And he was like all complaining, like, why did you guys save Armin at the end and not Erwin?
Yeah.
Erwin was the best. It was just like all about Erwin.
Man.
Oh, dude,
What a little bitch
I
that
didn't
guy
like that guy. I did not like that guy.
That was a struggle
were-
too, man. That whole debate of Armin or Erwin.
Oh my god, yeah.
I didn't know. It was a struggle even for me, bro. I was like, oh, I don't know who's the best option, man. But
Armin does a killer colossal.
Who would you guys have chosen?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he is an awesome colossal. That is very true. I think I would have gone with Armin personally. What about you guys? If you're in that moment, who do you choose and why?
Ooh.
Well, I think no matter what, we're always gonna pick Armin because he's our heart and soul, bro. He's like our baby boy. So it's like we're gonna save him, but at the same time, maybe it wasn't the best. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the best choice.
I was just gonna say, I know one person on the podcast who would never choose Armin, like absolutely under any circumstance.
Oh, Hotshot hates Armin.
Okay,
He
let
hates Armin,
me
And I did want to
Let's
get into
into
this.
that, 'cause I want to know why.
let me explain myself here. So the more that I got into the series and the more that I got into the games and everything, I realized it wasn't really Armin that I hated. I hated his playstyle in the games, and that led to me hating him. Because every time you're forced to play as Armin, I'm just like, I don't want to play like this. I want to be the one killing, not commanding other people to kill. But it's his gameplay that I hate. I've realized this. He's a brilliant tactician. He's just a shy little shit. However, I would probably save him other than Erwin as well, because Erwin has lived this whole life as the commander of all the regiments and everything, and he's the one who knows what's going on. But Armin has come in clutch multiple times with strategies and everything. So if anyone would be able to take up his shoes one day, if that were a thing to happen, it's
definitely
Armin.
him. Yeah, Armin has like a fresh perspective. So he has like Erwin's genius, but with a fresh mind and a fresh perspective on things.
Right. So, and it's kind of, when you think about it, it's kind of like leading into a new generation in a way. Again, if that was something that were to happen.
I'd almost go even as far to say that Armin is probably smarter than Erwin. He just doesn't have all the experience.
Mhm.
Like, from what they show us in the show, especially in like seasons 3 and 4, but even a bit in season 1 and 2, Armin is just great at coming up with strategies on the fly under pressure. Even though like he just feels like he feels like he's a burden because he can't really fight and stuff like that. Like every time there's like a high pressure situation where they have to think on their feet and try to solve something, it's always Armin who ends up coming up with the solutions. Even when Erwin was still alive, he would even sometimes ask Armin what he thought, and Levi would, and Hanji would. Everybody would always ask Armin what his solution to the problem would be, and a lot of times he would be right. So I think like by the way they present Armin, he doesn't have as much experience as Erwin, so like at the moment where we see him, he's not necessarily the right choice, but he's probably even smarter than Erwin is.
The thing that kind of sucks is we lose that perspective a little bit in the last season that came out. Like you kind of don't see the genius of Armin, except maybe for like the drop on Marley from the hot air balloon or whatever.
Yeah, that is true.
That's like the only like genius moment you see. Otherwise, it's like he kind of disappears as a character. And Mikasa too.
Sasha's killer. I do want to get into that.
Gabi?
Yeah,
Gabby.
thank
Oh
you.
yeah.
You know, I don't think we have time to like focus on like we already know Armin's a genius. He's done it so many times. Do we really need to see it a 9th time? You know, so to me, I was kind of okay with not having that in the 4th season. But I do want to I do want to say I do want to focus on I'm just gonna jump into like moments I enjoy, and you feel free to do the same, guys. Not that I enjoyed that marked me, because I didn't enjoy this moment. Potato Girl's passing was another one that we've talked about previously on the podcast, but I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on like how that went down and how it was like the most avoidable death. I feel like that like evolved.
Whose death?
Potato Girl, Sasha.
Sasha.
Yeah.
Potato
Yeah,
Girl.
who was my favorite character.
I mean, that's the thing with you, dude. Like, she should still be your favorite character. It's not because she dies that she can't be your favorite character
No,
anymore.
I know she still is my favorite character. Just
I heard was,
like,
that's why.
watching the rest of the show, I'm like, okay, my favorite character's not in there anymore. So
Fair.
she was my favorite character, but now she's gone.
She is.
She was probably the only character that had like a funny quirk. Everybody else was just depressing.
Right. That's
That's
why
true,
I
yeah.
liked her. I don't like
Yeah.
being depressed all the time. I don't know about you guys.
Like the scene, bro, the heartwarming scene where she wants to steal all the meat from the what are they called?
The
The
bear, the
The military
food
guard,
place.
like the
Let's just call it the food place. The mess.
yeah,
Oh,
she
the
wants
mess,
to steal all the
mess.
meat, and everybody's like, no, bro, don't steal the meat. Remember, they're on top of the wall, and she's trying to convince them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and she has a ham or something. Yeah.
She
she's
has like
trying
a
to
big
convince them.
piece of ham, and they're like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "But I was
Yeah.
hungry."
That's so true. I forgot about that.
I love
That
her
was
so much.
that was definitely an
I love
avoidable
her
death.
so
Though. I think
much.
they had to just kill off somebody we all loved at that point.
Well,
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
have to break her heart. This is what this anime does, and specifically with her in season 2.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was a hero. She was amazing.
And she meets up with her family right after and stuff
dude,
like that.
yeah.
Such a good character, that one. Such a good character.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was. I think like and I have to be careful here because what's been shown in the anime and what hasn't yet. But especially with Gabi's character, like they had to give her something
Yeah,
like
see what you
that,
mean.
where they make her
Oh,
a
yeah.
character where we don't really know where to side, because she's clearly a victim of Marley propaganda, to where she thinks that everybody on the island is like the island devils, like
Right.
they call them. But then they put her in a context where she kills one, and she kills a character that we all really like, right? At the end of the day, that kind of takes her to the island and to meet all these people who like turn out not being the devils that she thought they were, right?
No, definitely. I'm interested to see her character develop in the next. I'm not sure if the next continuation is going to be a season or a movie. I think it's a movie. I'm pretty sure, but I'm definitely.
Isn't
There's
it
probably
season
an
4 part
in-between.
two?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a movie coming. I saw that on my Twitter feed a couple of times, like Attack on Titan movie, December
I didn't know
2022.
that.
I'm pretty sure. So
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. No, but the season 4 part 2 is coming out in January though.
Oh
Like
shit.
this next January.
January. Okay, January. That's it. Okay, it was a December. Anyways, I'm very excited to see where she goes and what she does. Definitely, she definitely made her mark on the Attack on Titan universe with that kill. Like, there's no denying that. She's got my interest. What was that? The guy that was with her.
Falco?
Bronco?
Yeah. The little kid, Falco.
Yeah,
yeah.
Falco. Yeah, he was kind of a waste of space in my opinion. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know. I think the pair of them made for a cool character development.
Yeah, the pair is cool, but like him as an individual,
Sorry,
He was like the
take it or
arm and
leave it.
I missed the name.
Yeah.
Who was this?
Falco.
Falco, the little
Falco.
blonde dude who's friends with the girl who killed Sasha.
Yeah, I don't know him.
He's like I think he's Reiner's little cousin
They
or
do
something.
look alike.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do kind of look, but like they were at a family dinner together or something. Because I think Gabi's Reiner's little sister or something. Like they're all kind of part of the same family. I didn't really understand that.
Well, bro, everybody in Marley's like pretty much related. I feel at this point.
Well, everybody from Eldia is
Yeah,
pretty much
exactly.
related. They're all descendants of Ymir.
yeah.
But that's kind of one of my only gripes with like season 4, and that kind of turned me off. Was the fact that they introduced so many new characters at once.
Made it hard to follow.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool, but like we went 3 whole seasons with like the same characters. Maybe they would add a new one or 2 new ones or whatever, like every season, but like it was all gradual. Whereas season 4, we're just thrown into with like 15 new characters that we have to care about, and suddenly we have like people from different nations, like that Japanese lady.
Oh yeah.
What
That's
was her
when
name?
you
The
realize.
Azumabitos.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was pretty much the gist of
Okay.
it. Like, it's just there's so many characters that we get introduced to in season 4 that like it's hard to care about all of them and like follow all their stories.
That's when you realize they planned like 8 seasons or something like that, and then they realize, oh crap, season 4 is our last season. We got to throw everything we have in this. Like, throw in all the reserve. We were gonna kill Sasha season 6. Nope, it's happening now.
They just have like a whiteboard with all the character names. They just circle, this one is getting in. This one, they're all going in. They're all going in.
Upsetting part is that like part of me kind of believes that, because it was such a bitch way for Sasha to go out, just getting shot of all things. I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
Just a gun? You bitch.
They could have made it more epic too. Like, at least if she were to get shot, they could have made it like a long scene, a little more emotional. But it was like, bang, it's done. That's it.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that kind of adds to the
Intensity.
of it, because no one was expecting it to happen. Like, it just kind of came out of nowhere, and nobody was like, oh, like it's not one of the characters you expect to die, because if she's made it this far, she never like throws herself into battle. She never,
Yeah.
'cause, like, even when you look at the scene when like the first time we see Annie as the female Titan, when we don't know it's Annie yet, and like Sasha, we see Sasha's reaction, and she's just like super scared and tries to run away. Like, she doesn't even try to fight.
Yeah.
She just kind of tries to avoid all the Titans and stuff. So like, it's not one of those characters you're like, if she survived like that this long, like, oh, there's no way she's gonna die, like she's gonna make it to the end of the anime, and then suddenly she dies in the stupidest way. Like, I feel like it's actually kind of fitting for her character, even though it was unceremonious.
Bertolt versus Eren / Armin, and the ultimate sacrifice of Armin. I mean, I guess a bit prior to the whole struggle of Irvin, who do we save, Irwin or Armin? What do you guys think of that like genius plan that Armin? I think that was like his last big plan, where he hooks himself into the tooth, so there's no way he can actually get blown away. Enough time to get to distract Bertolt, and then Eren gets out of the crystallization, and then slash in the back of the nape. Bye bye Bertolt, gets eaten. Good night. What did you guys think of that whole moment? I love that fight personally.
Unfortunately, I was just gonna say, unfortunately, I don't remember much
No
about
stress.
that fight, so I don't really.
Yeah,
have,
It was a dope fight for sure.
I don't really have a stand. It sounds
Okay,
like an
well-
awesome fight, though.
Other than the Levi versus the Beast Titan, I think that was probably like one of my favorite fights as well. Just because like we were talking about earlier, it just showcases how much of a beast Armin actually is. Even though he's not a fighter, he like plays to his strength. He figures out just by looking at the not the Attack Titan, at the Colossus Titan, he's like, okay, every time he lets out steam, his muscles shrink. So like, I'm gonna hook onto his tooth, because if he keeps letting off steam, he's gonna shrink more. He's gonna try and blow me off, but the tooth isn't gonna shrink, so I'm gonna be able to hold on. He's like, by doing this, Eren's gonna be able to cut him out of his neck. And like, just the fact that he thought about that, like I said earlier, under pressure in that moment, is just insane. Because like, who the fuck else would have thought about something like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Epic self-sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, oh, I'm just gonna die, but it's gonna help my friends like kill the Colossus Titan.
Sheesh.
Now that I think about it, I have to equate him. If I had to equate him to another character in anime, I feel like he's Shikamaru.
Yeah,
That's how I see
Yeah,
it.
that brainiac boy.
Armin is Shikamaru.
just not as lazy.
And not as
Shikamaru's way
badass.
cooler than Armin. I'm just gonna say,
But you see what I mean, though? There's a lot of resemblance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right though.
because they're smart and strategic.
They lead. They both develop amazing plans. They both had many moments where they took out a bad guy. Shikamaru was I mean, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but I can see a lot of cross wiring between those two. I see a lot of commonality.
Yeah, well, I definitely agree in the sense that like, yeah, they're both smart, they're both strategic, but the character arcs that they have, like Shikamaru, younger, like he wasn't as insecure as Armin. Like he wasn't an insecure character, whereas Armin just doesn't believe in himself at all at the beginning. But like Shikamaru at the beginning, he doesn't want to be like a brilliant strategist. He doesn't want to be.
Yeah, fair
like,
enough.
He
what
just
he ends
is,
up being.
yeah.
He's like a lazy kid, and he doesn't really want to work hard. He just kind of wants to like breeze through life. And then as he grows older, he becomes like the Shikamaru that he is later on. And it's kind of the same for Armin, whereas when he's a younger kid, he's like always scared, doesn't believe in himself, and then he becomes like.
Well, do you guys remember, like, in season 4, how after Armin, because we don't see Armin after he becomes the Colossal Titan, we don't see him for like a little while, and then you kind of spot him in season 4, and he just looks absolutely fucking miserable.
You did.
Well, because he got beat up by Eren.
Because that's true. Because they had a fight with Mikasa at the fucking little at the kitchen table with
We'll
Gabby.
be nice to you, and then he just clunks him in the face, bro.
Dude.
And it was just like.
That's when I started hating Eren. We all started hating Eren at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, he got ripped though.
Yo, he's
Yeah,
jacked,
he's
bro.
jacked.
Yeah, I think I started hating Eren episode 1.
I want to pivot to one of the fights that I
Aaron's
love.
a dick.
Yeah, no, well, he wasn't as much in the beginning.
But he had the classic like main character. He had the classic main character arc of like, I want to be the best and save the world,
Dies.
And then he just became a dick.
and then he became an asshole.
Like he started Naruto and he ended as Sasuke.
Yeah,
God, he turned against us.
sad.
I mean, it's not wrong though, like at all.
Oh, bro.
Like tell me Sasuke isn't like a little bitch.
Yeah,
No,
Sasuke
he is
pre-
a bitch.
pre-
He's always
Boruto.
been a
Yeah.
little bitch.
Yeah, so it's the same thing with Eren. It's just Eren at first was a little bitch in the way that Naruto was, and now he's a little bitch in the way that Sasuke is.
The thing
Yeah.
is, Sasuke is a cool
Tatakai.
bitch. Aaron's just
Yeah.
a bitch.
It's kind of cool at the end, bro. I don't know.
I don't know
pretty
the
fly.
end, so because I'm ignorant, I'm calling him a bitch.
I like Eren at the end. I want to talking about Eren. I want to focus on another fight that I love. The first fight that when we find out who Bertolt and Reiner actually are, the Colossal and the Armored Titan. That fight that they had in season 2, where Mikasa's like, "Wait, something's off," and you just hear slice right into was it Reiner? Anyway, she just goes into action. She just jumps on it. That's another reason why I love Mikasa. We can definitely talk about her later. That whole fight where it was all planned, where I just loved it. What did you guys think of that first interaction? Because the main rivalry in this anime kind of is Reiner and Eren. They do like fight each other quite a bit. So I'm curious to know what you guys think.
They definitely hit hard on Reiner versus Eren later on. But before we talk about the fight, I kind of want to same time.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about how unceremonious it was when they announced that Reiner and Bertolt were the Armored and the Colossal.
Yeah,
Like it was just kind of a background thing where if you weren't listening, you didn't really hear
you
it.
probably missed it. Yeah, right on top of the
Just
wall.
kinda
They were just like
happened
chilling.
oh yeah, by the way, I'm Colossal. Nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I'm Colossal.
And
Yeah.
Eren's
I'm
like,
the reason there's a
"What?"
giant foot-sized hole in the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah, literally. Like it was, I was so shocked. I think that was the most shocking moment. And like it was probably on purpose the way they did it like that. But like everyone was together on top of the wall. Everyone starts leaving. Like you said, Jaian, Mikasa kind of stays back. She's like, something's weird. And then you hear people talking, and then in the background, you just kind of hear Reiner be like, "Hey, Eren, by the way, I'm the Armored Titan. He's the Colossal. We came here to destroy humanity." We're just like, whoa, hold up. That's
yeah.
it. That's how you're gonna
What?
reveal this. Like it's completely unceremonious.
But to bring it even further back, do you remember when Ymir had that bottle in the tower and she looks at it and she can read it and it's in like Titan language, and then Reiner can also read it, and then Ymir's like, "How can you read that?" And he's like, "Oh man, I might have revealed
It's
it."
in
Like there's little
Marleyan.
hints.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's true. There was some slight hints to a lot of this stuff, like even Ymir being a Titan
Well, there was
Yeah,
definitely
Ymir was another thing. Whoa.
when she
Oh,
saves Historia on top of the tower. Jeez.
Love that moment so much. She just jumps in there, she slices her arm, and next thing you know, she's just like devouring everything, and she's just like chucking like bricks at every time, and she just goes hard, man. And I love that fight. Oh, there's so many good fights. Whatever you guys want to talk about, let's just talk about it.
Well,
Well,
what was the fight where Reiner and Bertold were hiding in the wall? Was that the pre?
that was the
Eren?
end of season 3.
Yeah,
pretty much.
like part 2. Yeah.
Like right before the whole Levi versus Beast Titan.
Right.
and,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Because
when they were hiding
that
in
was
the
a
wall.
pretty good like 3-episode fight. That
Yeah.
whole thing.
Well, that's why I was saying that season 3 is probably my favorite, because that whole fight for Shiganshina arc, when they try to take back the wall, like that whole arc there is just amazing.
Although, can we also mention how much Eren just gets his ass whooped by Reiner like almost every time he fights him, especially in the beginning?
It's so true. It's so true. I know. Hotshot, did you see that? Like that first fight of Reiner versus Eren?
Eren just got wrecked, bro.
Dude, it was
I mean,
so,
I have
like,
no doubt. Have
ridiculous.
you seen Rainer?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, he's built.
bro.
What's so
Guy's
funny
been
'cause
working out.
There's a bunch of memes on Instagram about the whole Eren versus Reiner kind of rivalry, because
Really?
when in season 1, you know that scene when they're like training to become soldiers,
Yeah.
and Reiner teaches them how to do hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, I remember that.
And at one point, like Reiner gets taken down by Annie or something, and he's like, and he tells Eren, he's like, "Next time you'll play the bad guy, so you get taken down." And there's memes about that scene, and then Eren, like there's like a documentary with like Michael Jordan and stuff, and they put Eren's face on top of him. He's like, "And I took that personally," because after that, he just
Yeah.
completely destroyed like Reiner's town and all that. Is so funny.
Something that what I really like between the rivalry between those two is how it kind of comes together
Yeah.
at the end, where they're in Marley and they're in the basement. basement. You remember that
Mhm.
scene? That was hard, bro. And Reiner just wants death. That's all he wants. He just wants to die. He's done with this shit.
I mean, with the burden that he carries, I
Poor
kind
guy.
of understand why.
yeah.
But he thinks it was right. It's just, there's like an inter struggle that we see going on with him for sure. That definitely.
And you see it throughout the whole show,
Oh,
man.
Well, especially after when we find out that Reiner and Bertolt are like the quote unquote bad guys, and they're like in the woods, and you see just Reiner having that whole psychotic episode where he's just like he's remembering when like Marco got eaten by a Titan, and he has like the whole split personality thing. Like that was hard, man. Like you can't help but feel
Yeah.
bad for this guy, even though at that
Oh,
point
yeah.
in the anime you're supposed to hate him.
What was the whole thing with Marco again, though? Because he wanted forgiveness from Ymir because it was Marco was Ymir's friend or some shit, right?
No, it was because Marco heard them talking about being Titans, and
yes, that's
and he
it.
had to kill
like
him.
during the second big fight in season 1, like the fight for Trost, you know, right before Eren carries that boulder on his back.
Oh, yeah.
During that fight, at the end of that fight, we just see that Marco got like completely burnt and eaten by a Titan. But then around season 3 or 4, we see in Reiner's flashback that he was talking with Annie and Bertolt about like the plan or whatever, and Marco overheard them talking about being Titans. Marco's like, you guys, what are you talking about?" So then they stole his gear so he couldn't like zip away, and he got eaten by a Titan. But then Reiner's looking at him, he's like, "Guys, why is that Titan eating Marco?"
Oh,
So
yeah,
everyone's
that's
like,
when he starts having a psychotic breakdown.
And now he's killing all of them.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he has like a split personality because he's like he became friends with all these people inside the walls. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he has to kill all of them. So he's like, when he's in the woods, when he's trying to kidnap Ymir and Eren, he has like another psychotic breakdown where he's just like, "I'm a soldier," and then Bertolt's like, "No, you're a warrior," and then he just like starts shaking and.
In a sense, yeah, but also he's the bad guy, so I don't feel that bad, you know?
No,
Is he the
I
bad
think
guy?
I don't think he's the bad guy, but I think they're all good guys in their own right. Like they're all doing their thing for their people.
It gets to that point where from a simplistic perspective, I think no, you're right, never mind.
Like
Because look, bro-
go ahead.
Sorry, Juan, but in season 4, you kind of start. I started kind of hating Eren, and I saw Eren and Zeke as the bad guys, and the Marleyans being like the good guys. Almost, it's very weird.
Well, the Marleyans are still like ultimately the real bad guys are the Marleyans because
Yeah.
they like they're like and this has been like a big controversial point about the series. They're like Nazi Germany basically.
Yeah,
Where they have all these guys in concentration camps and like they have to wear the armbands. Like there's a lot of parallels between Nazi Germany and the Eldians being the Jews and all that.
yeah.
Which has been like a point of controversy for the series. I think it could have been represented another way, but I don't think it's like
I think it's the
terrible
only way. It's the only way to really represent it in that
Yeah.
fashion. I guess there's no other way to do it.
But like ultimately, like the bad guys in that situation are really the Marleyans because they've got the all these Eldians like just coiled up in the little ghettos, and then they turn them into Titans and they send them to the island of Parody to like attack the other Eldians just because they think they're like devils and blah blah blah. Like ultimately, Reiner isn't really the bad guy. Like I guess seasons 1, 2, and 3, he's supposed to be the bad guy, and we're supposed to not like him. But once you get into the backstory and what Marley is really like it's
Well,
kind
'cause
of
in the end, all the Titans are Eldians, so it's like
yeah, exactly.
it's like you kind of just feel like, oh, well, all the white Marleyans are all a bunch of dickheads, and the
Mhm.
Eldians are just being used, even the ones who are Marleyans.
I want to bring it back to season 1. The big fight in that one for me was definitely Annie. I want to get everyone's thoughts on just because she's like the introduction of
Humanoid Titans.
Yeah, humanoid titans. Thank you. What were your thoughts on just like let's maybe start with that first mission with the Levi squad and her getting her way to Eren and that whole failure of a mission, obviously, because she almost is successful in capturing Eren and taking him away. Maybe I start with you, Hotshot. What were your thoughts on that first season, that whole struggle between them?
I mean, the whole confrontation with Annie was honestly my favorite part about season 1, and probably
Okay.
my favorite part about what I've seen from the actual show.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I've done most of this through the game. Just because of this Titan was more coherent, more focused. And like I said, Annie was actually using her martial arts that she's learned in Titan form. So it was like, oh shit, this Titan's actually smart. Or like covering the base of her neck, or like crouching down, or like she was very strategic in how she was fighting, even in her Titan mode. When up until that point, like even with Eren, we've just seen like mindless Titans. So just for this Titan to be like this different, and then to realize it's Annie, kind of kind of popped the lid for a bunch of stuff to happen down the
I
road.
think Pop Lid is the best way
Yeah.
to say that, because she really is like the first humanoid, and the way she fights, we see the scouts doing all these crazy strategies, and then she just jumps in the air and spins, and she kills 3 of them, and they're like, what? And she takes out the Levi squad. She's able to regenerate way more quickly. She hardens. She climbs up walls. There's so much to her.
Well, because it's kind of the first time you see, because in that whole kind of arc with Annie, originally we just thought there was the brainless Titans and maybe those abnormal
Yeah.
ones that have that are a little bit more frantic and have maybe special skills or faster or whatever. So you only think that the biggest problem is going to be the abnormals, and then you meet Annie in her Titan form, and you're like, oh shit, she's smart. She knows how to cover her neck and harden her fingers so we can't slice through them. She knows how to fight, crouch, karate, whatever. It's kind of a mind-blowing scene, especially with all the tactics that they're trying that just aren't working. But I mean, let's talk about at the end when she gets trapped and Mikasa finally manages to cut her out.
Oh my god, that was so epic. Mikasa
she
was like a
starts crying.
Beyblade, bro.
Oh, dude.
What about you, Juan? What do you think?
I love Annie as a character in general, just because it's so
She's so badass, dude.
yeah, she's so badass. She's just super serious and just doesn't take shit from
Yeah.
anybody. Obviously, in terms of story wise, you kind of hate her, right? Because she's one of the bad guys in season 1, especially when we're introduced to her. But the whole fight against Annie in inside Wall Cena, where that rich city, I don't remember the name of the district, where they kind of destroy half of the city. That's such a badass fight. And that's also at the end of that when we find out that there's Titans in the wall, which is
Yeah.
which is another big reveal that we're just that we don't really know anything about until season 4 or season
That's how
3,
they
I
close
guess.
the season, no?
That's how they close season 1. Yeah, there's just a Titan in the wall, and then the crazy priest is just don't let it get any sunlight.
Oh, yeah. Father
Yeah,
Dan
but-
or some shit like that. Father Dan. What was his name?
No, not Father Dan. Fuck, I don't remember.
No, I don't remember the name either. It's such a minor character, bro.
Yeah, well,
I don't know, bro. He was
important
pretty
for a while.
fucked up.
No, I mean they're all pretty messed up. Let's not say it any other way.
yeah, I mean,
the only one with the quirk was Sasha, and she died. So yeah, everyone's just fucked up.
I want to say,
No.
you know what? On
Okay,
that
wait.
note, I think
Hanji is quirky
yeah,
as hell. Too,
exactly, Hanji. I love Hanji.
I fucking love Hanji, bro. She's so
Yeah.
annoying, but she's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
Hanji
kind of a
from
psycho,
from
though.
Levi Squad,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
Captain
no, I love her
Hanji or
too.
she's a total psycho though.
Oh yeah,
Cap-
no, I know. Well, because when you think about it, everyone else around her is just we need to stop these things from getting to the wall and just execute them. She's the only one who's going. But why? What makes them tick? What makes them Titans? Like that kind of thing. Just studying
Yeah.
them. Plus, study your enemy. You already won half the battle. So it's just kind of
Exactly.
this works out for everyone, and everyone else around her is just no, you need to kill it.
Yeah,
And
she
the
was
thing
she
is-
was 4 steps ahead of everybody.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, not only that, but every time we do see her in battle, she's almost on par with Levi too. She fights she's a great fighter too. She kills Titans very easily if she has to. She just tries not to kill them so she can capture them and study them. But when she's fighting a big horde of Titans at one point, when they're on a scouting mission, she's just she's badass.
Isn't there a thing in the game's Hotshot when you play as Anji, you can capture Titans? I'm pretty sure. Instead of taking them down, you shoot a net. It's so good.
Yeah, she's the one.
Dude, I need to play this game. Sounds
So
amazing.
in Attack on Titan 2, in the sequel game, when you meet up with Hanji, she's the one who takes you on a survey mission to capture Titans, and then after that mission, you can just capture Titans and get rewards from
Yeah,
it.
maybe. Do you want to maybe go over the games a little bit and just give your general thoughts? Because I think it's worth talking about because it does cover the story in a completely different way.
Yeah. So so Attack on Titan 1, that one does just go through the story with the characters. So you play as Armin, you play as Eren, Mikasa, and everyone else. So that one mainly just goes through the storyline of season 1. So at the end of Annie crystallizing herself, it just kind of stops. But Attack on Titan 2, you actually make your own scout and go in through your player character with the story. With the story going on, but it's also your story going on. That's why I said Hanji takes you out on a survey mission and tests her giant net gun on Titans, and then after that you have the ability to use that. Also, it just feels awesome to just zip line around the buildings and everything on the ODS gear. and slice through Titans like nonstop. I just don't like
Is
the
it-
outside missions because I can't zip around freely.
Is it free roam or is it? Like
It's
linear?
not it's not free roam. So for every mission, you're in a designated area. So sometimes you're like outside in a village, other times you're like outside in like a swamp looking area, other times you're inside the walls. But it's just in like that general area with Titans like coming in left and right, and you gain recruits throughout. So like if you help with SOS missions, like before she turns, Annie appears as an SOS mission, for instance. So if you help her, she'll be on your squad for that mission, and so on and so forth.
Wow, that sounds like a really cool game. Is it?
Oh,
is it on
it's
PC?
awesome. It should be on PCs somewhere. I don't know where. I'm a console gamer.
Is
So
it
I
on,
play it
like,
on PS4.
Xbox One or PS4?
I play it on PS4. It should be on Xbox One too, though.
From what I'm seeing, you can get it on Steam, so it is on PC. Attack on Titan 2. So enjoy, guys. You should definitely play that game.
But that is definitely how like I even convinced Jaden to play it after a while. That is how I chose to experience the story because I just have a hard time sitting down and watching things for a long period of time. And if I do start watching something, then I won't stop for a long period of time. It's just like I get into that like rut. Like if I find one episode I like, I'll be there like 9 episodes later. So I just prefer
feel
to
you,
play
man.
it because at least that way I feel like I'm also doing something. Yeah, it's just moving my hands, but I also like interacting with the story myself. So I just have a bigger affinity for games than I do for watching.
Hotshot, I'm curious to know, what would you say is the biggest difference for the storyline in terms of the game and the anime of what you've seen? Like, what's the biggest difference? Do they?
So you experience some of the major battles with the other characters, but the biggest difference would be, especially in 2, is the fact that you are your own scout interacting with everybody else. You're not like Armin, you're not Eren, you're not Mikasa, you're not any of them. You're you. Whoever you decide to make. So your story is unfolding and their story is kind of like, yeah, you know what's going on. You know, like this kind of thing. Like there's big major events that happen, but it's mostly focusing on like you like recording everything that's happened. Like your character keeps a journal, for instance, and keeps track of like relationships and major events that have happened in Attack on Titan that they were a part of. That's probably the major difference. You actually just see someone recording and like, actually this is how it happened kind of thing.
So it's like you're playing, like, is it RPG style or is it like
It's kind of RPG hack and slash style. So like you'll find different
you're playing your story, but like the timeline of, say, season 2 or whatever is happening
Like it's in
at the same
parallel.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in parallel, and you're interacting with that storyline as well. So like RPG elements in terms of like you can find and craft better blades, better ODSM gear, better horses and stuff like that, and upgrade systems that you can find in field and battle. Like there's a mining tower you can build that'll help you get materials for crafting, or an automatic cannon that'll shoot incoming Titans, or that kind of stuff. The rest of it is just hack and slash, where it's just you zipping around the area, cutting Titans up. So like going for the base of the neck, slicing off their arms, helping out scout members, stuff like that.
That's amazing.
And that's how
You have
I
to-
chose
you
to
have
do
to finish
my
Witcher, bro.
recap.
Yeah, I have to finish Witcher before. I
Finish
play
Witcher first before you do it.
that. I can't start it yet. Well, it's not like I can stop the game
good
anyways.
fucking luck finishing Witcher, my dude. My
I know, it
roommate
never finishes. I
My
know.
roommate is on his second run. He's like level 96, and he's
wow.
been playing it for like 6 months.
Nice. Well, I'm probably at like a month at this point, and I'm around halfway through the game. So
You think you're halfway through, but then they drop all this other shit on you.
Yeah.
well, I have the DLCs too, so it's like an extra like 50 hours of gameplay.
Oh yeah,
afterwards.
so you're like an eighth through the game.
That's what's so beautiful about it.
No, I know. I love Witcher. I'm getting more and more into it
As-
myself.
Like Attack on Titan, it's Jacob's fault that I'm playing The Witcher. I know.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
I'm like
yeah,
the grandpapa.
that's how you experience. We're just trying to share light with you guys. We're trying to bring you into our world.
I want to bring up some characters and just get some general thoughts on them, and if bounces into another conversation, so be it. I wanted to first of all bring up the last member of the trio we haven't really discussed. Mikasa, to me, is I think the definition of badass. She is an incredible fighter, and many of the fights that all the fights that she's in, it's always good. She's always quick to jump on the battle, and I think the moment that she had with Eren during her parents' death completely changed her as a character. So, I'm just curious to know what you guys think of her.
Mikasa to me, like in battle, like when she's focused and everything, is like one of the quiet but strong types, like the utter badass.
Yeah.
Like her skills almost rival Levi's when it comes to actual like combat against the Titans.
And they're
But
related, apparently.
Okay, I did not know that part. But
both
when it
acronyms.
comes
Oh,
when
snap.
it comes to Eren, I don't like her. And I
have to kind of agree with Hotshot on this one though.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
'Cause, like-
that was all I had. Go for it.
No, because like you're right in the sense of like she's a total badass when she fights, and like the fight scenes with Mikasa, like when she saves Eren from Annie and that kind of stuff, like she's a total badass. Or like when she threatens the merchant when he doesn't want to let people go by, and there's like this big ass abnormal, and she just cuts the abnormal down. Like those scenes where she's fighting Titans and being a badass, like she's dope. But whenever it comes to Eren, she's just like always like
Kind of annoying, bro.
yeah, she's always like crying and kind of after him, and I get that like the fact that she's loyal to him is cool because like you said, Jaian, like it's a good support for Eren as a character, but like I don't know, man, it's just she gets so annoying sometimes.
She's kind of still even to this day anchoring Eren to like the scouts somehow,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think underrated character as far as like development. Like we don't actually we get a little bit of backstory, and we kind of apparently she's the daughter of one of these from the Asian country, like a bunch of shit like that, and they don't really go into details too much, so that's kind of a shame. But as far as a character, definitely badass. Definitely hope to see more of her.
Well, if I remember correctly, in season 4, they say her mom was an Oriental, like from that country where the Azumabitos are from, like the new characters that were. So she's related to them. But then on her dad's side, she's an Ackerman, so she's related to Levi and Kenny and all those guys.
Yeah, because Kenny's like her uncle or some shit.
No, I don't think she's directly related to Kenny. Like Kenny's Levi's uncle.
Ah, okay.
But they're from the same bloodline, like the Ackermans.
I'm gonna quickly wiki this while you guys talk.
You might get spoilers though.
We've been talking as season 1 through season 4 anyway. I think we've well past spoiler point at this time.
Well, no, because the manga's over, right? Like the manga's.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Juan read all the manga.
Yeah, but like what I was saying here, they said it in season 4, part 1. So like, there's no spoilers in the fact that like she's an Ackerman. Like we already know that. But it's just
we all know that.
But it's just if you do wiki Mikasa, you'll probably get spoilers for like season 4 part 2.
Maybe let's jump to another character. I don't know why this character has a really soft spot in my heart. I really liked him. Connie, super outgoing guy, very easy to root for, and he's a support character, but he's just always kind of there, and he's always pushing his limits and like giving it his all. And I don't know, he kind of feels generic to me, but like he's never done anything that's bothered me. You see what I mean? So
yeah, he's one of those like cool characters that you don't really care about all the time, but when you stop to think about it, he's very likable.
Well, there's some scenes I remember. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it's very faint because I'm having a hard time remembering. But there's some times in the anime where he kind of has to stand his ground because people are making bad decisions. Like who's the dude with the red hair, like the shaved sideburns, red hair?
John? Flock?
Is it John? No, not Flock. I think it's John. Where he wants to do something and then Connie has to stand his ground and shit. Like he's definitely got balls, but he's also like kind of a sappy character at the same time. He lost his family in that village. Mom turned into a Titan and shit.
The first time I saw that, he looks at the picture of his mother, and then he looks at the Titan crushing the house, and he's like, "Mom?" Like that's messed up.
And she tries to talk to him.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, she just says, "Connie."
Yeah, because he hears as they're leaving, he gets ordered to get out of there. And as he's leaving, I think he hears her talk and he wants to turn around and go see what the hell that was. But the guy's like, no, we got to go. Definitely underdeveloped character, though. I'd like to learn more about him.
Well,
do you in the manga, Juan, without spoiling?
There's going to be more about him later.
Okay, that's good.
Maybe Historia? I like the Historia. She obviously becomes super important second season when she gets captured and everything. We find out like the whole royal part of her life gets developed. What were your thoughts on Historia?
Ugh. Oh, I have a hard time with Historia. No,
The
not
soft
even
spot.
soft spot, bro. I just kind of like.
He doesn't like her.
I don't dislike her. I just like I don't like her either. I don't know. I just like I kind of hate the way her character is portrayed. I guess like she's kind of like when we first meet her, she's like this little shy Krista, blah blah blah, and then they try to make her like badass when she like rebels against her dad or whatever, and it just comes off as so like Disney
Oh,
Channel
that's true.
esque, like
Princess
sappy
storyline, yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I don't care. Like I know she's like a really important character, and like she ends up obviously being the queen and all that. But oh god damn it, I just can't.
Also, I have faint memory, but I can't remember. Maybe Juan, you guys might remember this more. But what was this? What happened in the scene in the cave again with Historia? Her dad wanted her to eat Eren or something to get the founding Titan powers or some shit like that, right?
So yeah, so what happened was Aaron's dad, he had the attack Titan.
Yeah.
He confronted her dad, like her whole family in the cave.
Mm.
Her older sister that we've learned about in that scene had the founding Titan.
Oh yeah.
And then Aaron's dad ate her, and then Aaron's dad made Aaron eat him. So basically, inside him, Aaron has the attack Titan and the founding Titan. But because Aaron doesn't have royal blood, he can't control the founding Titan. Only someone with royal blood who has the founding Titan can.
Right.
So Historia's dad wants her to become a pure Titan so she can swallow Aaron, get the founding Titan,
Okay, that
and
makes
then
sense
bring
now.
everything back to normal.
Yeah, and then
quote,
voice
unquote.
command everybody in the world, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
But can't Eren still use his power as the founding Titan? But as long as he's touching, he has to relay it through.
That's the whole thing with him and Zeke in season 4. Like the Jaegerists are trying to get them together
so that they could. Yeah.
I kind of wanted to talk about Zeke,
Because-
so that's kind of you kind of touched a future point for there. Unless you guys had anything else on Historia, I'm pretty good.
No, I don't think we can talk more
Okay,
about it,
okay,
so-
Juan,
I don't.
go ahead.
I don't really have anything on Historia. Like when I knew her as Krista, I loved her, but I don't really have anything since she became Historia,
Fair enough.
or since it was revealed she was Historia. Like from what I've seen, like in game and in show, I haven't seen anyone actually call her Historia. Everyone's called her Krista, so I don't have anything like since
Right.
like since that storyline takes off.
What up? So
Well, she kind of doesn't do anything. Like for at least the first 2 seasons, she's just like Ymir is just protecting her, and like she's just kind of a sad runaway child the whole time, and doesn't really
That's
do
the
much.
thing. Someone with like such a gentle heart and everything, though, like going up against Titans is a little hard to watch. Okay, that's all I had on her.
perfect. And Zeke,
Zeke, total badass.
love
yeah, Zeke is a
Zeke.
boss. Yeah, Zeke is.
I don't have
I
I don't have anything on Zeke, so you guys.
Oh
run
yeah,
your
because
own
he,
here.
it didn't get there in the games, I guess. But
Oh, dude.
I don't know, man. Like just from being the Beast Titan too, he's already like a favorite character of mine just because he was the Beast Titan. Well, still is, but like I'm still a little cloudy on how the relationships ended up between him and Eren.
So where we're at now is basically that him and Aaron, they met up in Marley, they talked, blah blah blah. And Zeke convinced Aaron to go with his
The rumbling.
plan. What was the word?
The rumbling.
No, not the rumbling. Well, no, it's not the rumbling that he wants to do. They want to join forces to do the euthanization plan.
Oh right.
So they want to basically sterilize every Eldian so no more Eldians can be born. Because the thing is, even if like nobody else turns into a Titan and swallows one of the 9 like big Titans, once one of them dies, a new random baby is going to be born with one of their powers. So the as long as there's more Eldians that are born,
It's like reincarnation, no matter
it's like
what.
reincarnation, exactly. No matter what happens, that's what.
But at least
like,
if you
there's
get
gonna be more.
eaten, you can choose who inherits your power. But if you
Exactly.
don't get eaten, somebody random's gonna get it, and who knows what they're gonna do with it.
Exactly. But what Zeke wants to do is with the power of the founding Titan, he wants to make basically every single Eldian just infertile so they can't have any more babies.
Mm.
And that way there's not going to be any more babies. So whenever like all of them die out, there's not going to be any more Titans in the world.
Kind of a good
And-
plan though,
It's not a bad plan. It just kind of sucks.
but because it was that or the rumbling.
Yeah. Well, the other plan is the other potential plan.
like partial
that was
rumbling.
mentioned was they were going to do the partial rumbling, which is what the people on the island want to do. is get them together, start a small rumbling with like, instead of all the Titans in the wall, just like small rumbling, just to kind of scare the rest of the world and be like, hey, if you guys keep messing with us,
If you
we're
don't
gonna-
fuck with us anymore, leave us alone, kind of thing.
Yeah, but where we're at now is Aaron and Zeke agreed to the euthanization plan.
What was the thing with the wine
That's
again?
his,
Zeke,
yeah,
spinal
just
fluid.
just to turn them into Titans, right?
pretty much, yeah. So, well, the thing with Zeke's spinal fluid, because the spinal fluid thing is, as long as you get injected with spinal fluid, you turn into a pure Titan, like the mindless ones.
Yeah.
But Zeke's spinal fluid, I guess maybe they never really explained why, but I'm guessing it's because he has royal blood somehow. But the thing with Zeke's spinal fluid is he can control anybody who has his spinal fluid, so they don't turn into
Oh.
Titans right away. And that's what happened with Connie's.
But he can
village, you know?
summon them, right? He could just like activate them at any point or some shit like
He
that.
can activate them whenever he wants, exactly, and turn them all into Titans whenever he feels like.
And they'll
And
kind of
control
obey
them.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a smaller version of the Founding Titans' power.
Yeah.
Because the
Because
Founding
he has
Titan
royal
can
blood.
control all Titans. Yeah, exactly. So
But
it's kind of cool.
No, doesn't the Founding Titan have control over humans too, like Eldians, but not Titans?
Well, the Founding Titan basically has control over all Eldians.
Yeah,
right?
because the original king like brainwashed everybody within the walls to think there's no civilization outside, but they weren't
Exactly.
Titans.
No, but yeah, that's the thing. So it's like a smaller version. Like Zeke's power is a smaller version of the Founding Titan's power.
Okay.
Because he can do it, but only to people who have his own spinal fluid.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Gotcha.
it has to be his spinal fluid.
Because I remember that scene, like when they're what is it they were doing?
They had
with
they had
Pixis.
Zeke. Yeah, exactly. Well, they put basically what they did, like the Jaegerists, they put Zeke's spinal fluid in the wine, and they gave the wine to, like, because all the soldiers loved the wine because it came from Marley. They're like, oh my god, this is such good wine,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
and so they gave it to him.
When Zeke thought that Levi wouldn't kill the scouts because they're, his colleagues, and you just see him like running away. He's like, "Damn it, you're like unkillable! Stop it! Stop winning at everything! I hate you! Stop being so talented!"
Oh, that was the fight in the
Levi!
woods. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
fight in the woods where it was just them two.
Yeah,
And he always gets
Peak.
carted away by what's the
Peak, yeah.
girl, the cart
The
titan.
Cart Titan.
I think it's Peak. I'm pretty.
what's her
I
name
mean,
again?
Pike.
Pike?
I think.
Yeah.
It's Pieck. I don't remember if it's. Peak or Pike.
I think we've covered a lot of ground here. Is there anything else you guys want to mention before we give our final thoughts? I think we've done a lot of. I did not expect it to go for this long.
Not really. I think we touched like most
yeah.
of the.
We covered
bigger
pretty
stuff.
much everything. I would definitely say to anybody who's listening who hasn't watched the anime, definitely needs to watch
I mean,
it.
they're all spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
but-
It's definitely top rate. Yeah, that's true. But like definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. Maybe season 4 I'll give it like an 8 out of 10 because it was still dope, but it wasn't as dope. But the rest was 10 out of 10, bro. Amazing anime. Like still doesn't top Naruto for me because I got a soft spot for that, but definitely
I
second
actually
best
you
for me.
brought
Amen.
something. You
Amen.
made me think of something I wanted to bring up. What were you guys' thought? It was a big controversy on like Reddit and Twitter when season 4 was airing that it was a different studio and the animation was completely different from the past seasons. Did that bother you guys? Like personally, for me, I thought season 4 looked amazing, and I just didn't understand there were some actual frustrated people out there. So
What was the thing? So they were
Well,
with Studio Perio or something, and now they're with Mappa.
and then Mappa did
Yeah.
season 4.
Mappa
So-
also
And
did
that like
they also did what is it? Anime.
Terran Resonance.
Yes, and a couple other ones that I've seen recently, bro. Mappa kills it, bro. I got no
Yeah, Mappa
complaints.
Yeah,
are
no, Mappa's
amazing
good.
at animation in general. But
So you guys, it wasn't bothered for you guys. It wasn't a bother for you.
no,
No.
the thing is, because the change, like there's such a change of pace in season 4 in general.
Mm.
Like
Mhm.
it's basically a different anime, like we were saying earlier. So like the change in animation didn't bother me at all. I even think it fits the anime way more for what it is in season 4 compared to what it is in seasons 1 through 3.
Mhm.
Because it's slower, because like there's not as many action scenes, because like we don't have all the just like slicing through Titan stuff and all that, like it kind of fits the story better if you ask me. The animation
Yeah.
that Mappa did in the last season. But like, dude, people just don't like change in general. That's why there's people frustrating.
Well, yeah, I can compare it to like, although this one did hit a little weird. When remember in Naruto the Pain arc when there's
The
the one
Pain arc,
fight
yeah,
and
I
it's
was
just
gonna
all
say
the
the same.
animation got all fucked up. Like I remember having this discussion with you, Juan, actually, because
Mhm.
I think that one animation scene was animated by a different animation, and I think it was Mappa, that one fight scene, and it was so
I'm not sure, but
different.
maybe.
It was so different, but I thought it kind of lent to the scene itself, and I think that kind of works with what you're saying about season 4 of Attack on Titan.
Well, exactly, because if you think about like the
suits
fight
it.
against Pain, it's such a big fight at that point. Like obviously, what came later
Yeah.
is way bigger, obviously with the
War
and all that,
arc,
but
yeah.
But the fight against Pain is such a milestone moment in Naruto because not only is it a huge fight against like probably the strongest enemy up until that point, but it's also a milestone for Naruto as a character because it's the first fight that he just kind of wins by himself. Like he doesn't win as a group. He doesn't like it's the first big fight that he's just like his own skill. And yeah, he went on a 9-tailed rampage at the end.
Yeah,
so
but
that
talk no
did help,
jutsu,
but,
bro.
like,
At the end, talk no jutsu.
yeah, talk no jutsu is the solution for
that's
everything.
the specialty.
So it's kind of the same idea, like I was saying with season 4.
Talk no jutsu. I did not hear that one, but sorry. Talk no jutsu.
It's a secret weapon, bro.
Because he always
Sorry,
talks his way out
that's
of
really
every
funny.
problem.
You've never heard that
Talk
one
no
before, man?
jutsu.
Bro,
Dude,
it's like the
classic
ultimate
Naruto.
That's
related. Yeah, it's like the ultimate like apparently every character Naruto can relate to them because of being alone as a child. He's like, yeah, but I was alone too. And then the antagonist is like, wow, okay, bro.
Dude, he did it
cool.
against Zabuza. He did
Yeah.
it against Pain. He did it against Obito. He did it
There's
against
always
Yeah,
crying.
yeah.
There's always
Dude,
crying at
That's
the
so
end.
funny.
he did it against
Talk
Sasuke.
no
He did it
jutsu.
against every fucking body in that.
And then they all help him in the end.
What
yeah.
are you?
Yeah.
I'm your friend.
It was like, you're just like me.
Yeah, let's do final thoughts. I think we're good on everything here. Let's start with you, Jacob. Final thoughts on Attack on Titan and anything else you want to mention.
Definitely must watch and definitely a mind fuck. That's
Yes.
all I have to say. It's a mind fuck, but a must watch. Very entertaining.
And for yourself, one.
Pretty much the same, man. It's such a crazy anime that, like, I feel like everybody, whether you like anime or you're kind of into anime like I am, I guess, and or you just like action shows, bro, you have to watch Attack on Titan.
Well, the cool thing with Attack on Titan is it brought people who didn't watch anime before in because it was such a damn
Exactly.
good show that people who never watched anime who were maybe embarrassed of it are like fucking down with it.
It's the narrative is amazing and the action in the show is just great.
Yeah,
Exactly. For myself, I love this series so much, and I'm going to keep it brief as well because I think I've given my thoughts enough. Fantastic anime, action-packed, dark. It has everything you need, and I was very well served. So, Hotshot, I know you're a huge fan of the show. No, but in all seriousness, what are your final thoughts?
It's dark, depressing, brutal, long, and I love it. However, I do have a soft spot because I'm kind of a gore hound, so more than anything
Yeah.
else, I love seeing Titans go on rampages and the fights and everything else more than I get into the actual characters or the story themselves. But I still recommend it as a watch because, again, it's gonna scratch that itch for me at least.
but it scratches every itch. I think whether you like gore, whether you like good storylines, whatever. Like
No,
it
like
touches
if you
everything.
have an itch, it's gonna scratch it. Like it does give you good characters, it does give you good action, it does give you a good story. Just my favorite part is the actual fights and the gore because I'm just that kind of guy.
It's definitely like comparable with like all these
Yeah.
darker animes like Tokyo Ghoul and like stuff like that. Like it compares with that. So if you're into that kind of thing, definitely watch Attack on Titan.
If you like gore, I've recommended this show many times. Blood Sea. Blood Sea is like the goriest anime you can ever find. So that's the little recommendation. Okay, let's wrap things up. You can follow the podcast on facebook.com/animepodcasters. You can leave us a voicemail on speakpipe.com/animepodcasters. You can become a patron of JaianMusic to get early episodes, patreon.com/JaianMusic. If you want to be a guest and have a proposal, there's a link in the description for that. And I am at JaianMusic on social media, and you can follow my website, JaianMusic.com. And if you want video versions of the podcast, you can just go on youtube.com/JaianMusic. Hotshot, where can people find you? And then we'll let Juan and Jacob promote themselves. Go ahead.
Hi guys, everywhere you can find me, I go by Hotshot Ginger. You guys can find me on Twitter, where I'm going to ghost you. You guys can find me on Twitch and spend time with me playing some games and see how good or bad I really am at them. right here on Giant Music's channel. Just trapped in this podcast, just absolutely trapped. He won't let me leave. And you guys can find me over on my own personal channel doing the sister podcasts of anime podcasters, PonsuCast, where we touch shows that Jaden won't touch with a 6-foot pole, and even then after it's heavily sanitized.
Nice.
Jacob, where can people find you? Go ahead.
I have absolutely no relation with podcasting world or anime world really, but you can find me at Jacob Cardinal Music on Instagram, Facebook, Jacob Lacroix Cardinal. Reach out. I work as an audio engineer.
Yes.
That's it.
Cool. And Juan?
I also have no relationship whatsoever with podcasts. If you want to find me on Instagram, my Instagram is the Juan you need.
I love that handle.
Should be fairly simple to remember. You can also reach out at juanmgomezmusic@gmail.com. It's in my Instagram bio if you ever want to work on anything. I also work as an audio engineer, so reach out there whenever you feel like it.
All of their links will be in the description. Guys, thank you so much. This was an amazing podcast. I'm so glad we finally set this up. So for myself, Juan, Jacob, and Hotshot, this has been another episode of
Anime Podcasters.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.